our year in review is going to look a little different this year. And it's kind of sad, right? It's sad that we weren't able to be together in the theater and to put on productions. We weren't able to be in our crazy loud studio together, and it's sad that we couldn't be giving each other the hugs and the love that we usually can.
We know that it's so easy to focus on all that we couldn't do this year. But as we are nearing the end of 2020, we wanted to remind you of all that you did do. So let's take a moment to take a little trip through this past year together.
In March, you were just wrapping up your production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with some of the biggest audiences you had ever had. You were enjoying your cast party and we were getting ready for the next show, and then some strange virus shut everything down. And it was like nothing any of us had ever experienced, and we didn't quite know what to do or how long it was going to last.
But despite the uncertainty and discomfort, within 2 days of shelter in place, you figured out how to log on to this weird new thing called Zoom and made it work.
You learned how to keep track of all of your Zoom links, how to mute yourself, and discovered the best Wi-Fi spots in your house. With everyone in the family now at home, your bedroom, living room, and backyard quickly became your new home school and rehearsal space.
You spent hours upon hours each week on Zoom and weren't without the occasional technical issue.
Bye. Bye, Bevan. She's frozen.
For a while, we were all pretty isolated at home, so you got to work on your hobbies. You improved many of your amazing talents. You went on family hikes. You worked on school projects. You learned how to bake, and you figured out how to keep yourself busy.
I mean, really, what was there to do?
There's literally nothing.
As we saw that this wasn't going to be a temporary thing, you settled in and figured out how to create your new normal. You studied from home, you worked on puzzles, and discovered it was harder than you would think to sing together on Zoom.
Happy birthday to you.
You had Zoom chats with your friends, spent more time in your backyard, and watched Hamilton on repeat.
Of course, we were still determined to put on High School Musical, so you joined your castmates weekly on Zoom to continue rehearsals, because you knew the show must go on. For the next couple of months, you learned all the choreography, your harmony, and your lines totally alone, most likely without a mirror, and definitely without a teacher in the room with you. But being the total professionals you are, and by taking pride in your work, we were able to create a show. We then did some recording on Zoom and in person, socially distanced of course, to turn all of your hard work into videos.
And one of those videos was picked up by the news, and you got to see yourself doing what you love on TV.
Then when summertime came, we still couldn't be inside together, but we were getting more comfortable with living in this new way. You set up socially distanced hangouts, started purchasing your new facial accessory, created fun ways to celebrate birthdays, and wow, so much baking.
But admittedly, there were some days when it felt like you couldn't spend one more day with your family and that you were losing your mind. Or maybe you were watching your sister lose her mind. Then you signed up for outdoor summer camps and productions, and we all figured out how to sing, dance, and act socially distanced with masks.
Did we have some cool amphitheater to rehearse in?
Nope. We rehearsed in a backyard in tents. You danced in the dirt, on the deck, and often with a little dog at your feet. You braved the sun, the sweltering heat, and kept rehearsing. How hot was it?
It was one of the hottest summers we have ever had. But at least was the air nice and clean?
Nope. We had some of the worst air quality in the world. Some days we didn't know if we would even have rehearsal or even be able to go out on a walk because of the crazy heat, falling ash, and air quality. In fact, one day, because of all the fires around California, the sky was a deep red and it felt like we were in the middle of an apocalypse.
Awesome. But if this year was about anything, it was about learning to be flexible, to adjust, and to keep moving forward. So, despite the heat, the dirt, and your mask, you sang your heart out, learned your dances, and kept doing what you loved.
You were even able to put on socially distanced performances in the backyard with no theater lights, no curtains, no costumes. You created amazing shows that brought your audience together with huge smiles and tears in their eyes.
2020 has also been a year about standing up for what you believe in and learning more about how your country works, and that if we use our collective power, we can create change. I can only hope that so many of us will stay committed to creating a more loving and inclusive world.
Over these past 9 months, we have gone from having rehearsals on Zoom to then some rehearsals inside,
to having to move everything outside again, where you continue to create incredible performances and work your tail off despite the dark and the cold of winter months.
Things just kept changing on a dime, and it seemed like once we got used to something, then it got shaken up again, and we had to adjust again. But you kept learning, and you didn't let the fact that things looked different stop you. Even though so much has felt on pause this year, 2020 didn't stop the world from turning. We celebrated major milestones like birthdays and graduations. We watched the seasons change and created new ways to celebrate the holidays.
You know, it's fun to look back at these beautiful moments we were all able to create, but we, just like you, have had so many difficult days and weeks, missing what used to be, wondering when things will get back to normal. And they will in time.
But look at what you did. Look at how you made adjustments, learned new things, stepped out of your comfort zone. You got through this, and we're still getting through this. And although we can't be together as much as we wish we could, we are doing it together.
2020 has reminded us of what really matters: our health, our families, and our communities. We have learned how intertwined and connected we all are. We have learned that when we are faced with major challenges, it is more than okay to feel grief and fear and frustration, but that we each have the power to reach out and stay connected and to give ourselves and those around us grace as we figure out how to make it all work.
And although it seems like this will never end, it will. And you will be able to tell the story about how you persevered, kept creating, learning, and connecting in a world that had been turned upside down. And I promise you that there will be a day when you look back at your videos from this time and realize how strong you were.
We chose our company name because we wanted you all to get used to saying it. I can do that.
Knowing that you're powerful and that you have choice over the direction of your thoughts and your life. This period has not only shown, yes, you could do that.
You did, and you are.
And you will. You are our heroes, and we love you so, so much.
We love you.
Love you guys.